I've not yet begun to defile myself.
Forgive me if I don't shake hands. Very cosmopolitan.
Okay, so I wanted to do a kind of a dedication video for this with my format for that I use for my walkthroughs. I kind of role play those, so it makes it a little bit difficult sometimes to give out the appropriate accolades and stuff like that for people that helped me, or some inspiration that I received from other people and that kind of thing. So I wanted to do this video to help provide those accolades and those types of things. So here with my podium for the briefing area, as you can see, I used the weapons storage things, and that idea basically came from, it was basically inspired by Denise Phoenix. She uses this method often, so I thought that it would be a good way and to kind of make it all kind of blend together and make this somewhat look like a single piece. And as you can see, the it's not all quite lined up perfectly, but from this angle, I think that it looks pretty good, and it gives the impression that it's one solid thing. So Denise gave me kind of that inspiration from many of the things that she does, and I kind of use that same method across here. This worked out really well to kind of close this wall in, and I tried to do it on the back wall, but it just, I don't know if it was because the desk was in the road or what have you, but I couldn't get it done there. But I was able to put it in through here, and it actually worked out really well to kind of control the light that was in this area. Unfortunately, because I don't use mods, I couldn't remove this fire barrel and stuff like that, but I was able to close off that area quite well. And also, coming up here, there's this kind of balcony, and this balcony was it basically uses the same method that I use um, for this entrance and these little hallways, and I've used this method a couple of times, but I'd never used I use these for the entrances and stuff often, but I've never used the balcony like that, and that idea came from the most recent video that I had seen from Kevin Albert, and he had on his Hangman's Alley build, he had this very interesting wall that he had divided the main section of the Hangman's Alley with the part of Hangman's Alley. Anybody that's familiar with it, there's a section where your settlers don't really go into and that kind of thing. And part of that, he had put a balcony up on part of the wall, and I really like the idea of having the balcony, and it uses the same method that, like I said, I use in this other area, but to make the balcony I thought was really interesting, so you can actually come out and look out and that kind of thing. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I accredited Kevin with that actual inspiration there, because it was all him that inspired me to actually do that. And so I wanted to definitely make sure that I provided that acknowledgement there. And then for the rest of the settlement, one of the things that while I was building this, I did a couple of streams, and there were several people that attended those streams and that kind of thing. And Di, on a whim 7737, she had attended. Mark Jackson had attended. Denise again, Phoenix, and then Cat, Sushi Cat Gamer. All of those guys had all attended and lended kind of bits of advice here and there, and there's a few other people, and I apologize if I don't acknowledge you by name, but so many people had kind of come in and out and thrown some advice here and there, and you know, little suggestions that I incorporated. And I wanted to make sure that everybody knows that any of those suggestions that you provide, I want to let everybody know that I appreciate those suggestions. And you know, whenever I do build during a stream, um, you know, I use any suggestions that people have, that I think that will fit in well with what I'm doing. You know, I use those, and I do want to acknowledge those people that help me through that process, because you know, I don't always have all the best ideas, or I maybe struggle with an idea and how to implement it and that kind of thing. So whenever I have somebody that helps me with that, I want to make sure that I acknowledge them. And I do apologize for anybody that I did miss, and I will make sure that in the future I annotate down everybody's name that happens to attend one of my streams while I'm building, and makes any suggestions or helpful comments and thoughts. Um, so this is basically, you know, just to make sure that I don't miss anybody, because I think that that's part of what the whole community is all about. So another thing that I need to do, and I'm going to go ahead and do this on camera, is I need to see if I've got a bottle of bourbon maybe, or whiskey. And the reason for that is the there we go, we have some bourbon. Alright, so the commander of this base, which is Mark Jackson, he wanted some nice sipping whiskey, so we are going to give him some nice sipping whiskey here, and that way he'll... Now I just picked up some bourbon. Where did it go? Maybe it's... There we go. So I don't know why bourbon doesn't show up in the aid like it should, but oops. So we need to twist it. Let's do it this way. All right. So anybody that hand decorates stuff, you know how difficult this can be. But yeah, so he's got a nice sipping whiskey there, and maybe we'll see if we have some shot glasses that we can put down there for that. And I think that will make you know, a nice little addition to everything. You know, that way the commander can go in there and have his drinks, and especially if he has those special moments when he needs to talk to somebody. So here we go, a couple shot glasses. There we go. And so we'll get those put out, and I think that we will go ahead and end this, and I will be letting everybody know soon where the next settlement is that I'm going to be doing, and that will be another interesting build, because it's going to have lots of challenges to do. So but you know, we all like the challenges. So oops, one glass will work. All right, well, thank you very much, everybody. I do appreciate it, and I hope that anybody that I did miss, let me know, and I'll make sure I acknowledge everybody. I'm going to put links to everybody's channels down below in the description, so by all means check those people out, and hopefully the next time I stream you can attend, and you'll get your name up in lights and some acknowledgement. I always encourage people to participate, so thank you, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
Woody, you must be an idiot savant.
Yeah, but I covered by smiling a lot.
Well, I guess this is it, old pal.
It sure is. What?
The end.
Ooh.